Blind abilities. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you're listening. It's Drew Weber talking to you about a new product that has finally come out of beta and is publicly released. You can find more information about the Hooke Verse at HookeAudio.com, HOOKE audio.com. So today I'm going to be describing the unit to you, and I'm going to be talking about it a little bit. As well, if you would go to the description, you'll actually see basically a review that I did on this unit in a text format that you can go ahead and read through, that I'll give a little bit more in-depth information. Basically, what I want to do today in going over the item is talk about what comes in the box first off, and then describe the item, and then I will talk a little bit about it. Prologue, though, as a precursor, I want to say to Anthony Matana and the rest of the HookeAudio team, congratulations for getting the HookeAudio out there into the wild world. And it's been a long ride for you guys, and you guys have persevered, and it's been awesome. And definitely appreciate all that you've done to get this into our hands as users. The cool thing is that the HookeAudio Hooke Verse is accessible in both iOS and Android. So if I've talked your ear off already and you're wondering what is the Hooke Verse, let me go ahead and tell you about it. It's a pair of wireless Bluetooth headphones that incorporates two microphones that give you binaural recording. Yes, it records and captures stereo audio in a Bluetooth environment. First time I heard about this, I was like, wow, how do they do that? Come to find out that the HookeAudio team has developed a codec that actually allows for stereo over Bluetooth. And it sounds pretty darn good too. I'll give you some audio examples at the end of this. So with that being said, what comes in the box? Well, first off, we have the box. And I say that because of the fact that the box will actually act as a holder for the mics, and is supposed to give you 3D recording as well. The Hooke Verse comes in the box, which is the pair of Bluetooth headphones with microphones incorporated. Then we have the USB charging cable. Then we have an audio cable and a case. And man, I think that might be it. Possibly some printed instructions. I've actually been a beta tester of the Hooke Verse, so I've had my Hooke Verse for a while now. And what I got in my box and my box itself was a bit different than you will get in yours. So if you want to verify everything, again, just visit HookeAudio.com. The case that comes with this is really cool. It feels a lot like the texture of a sunglass case. Kind of somewhat like leather, a little bit soft but hard enough to protect the mics. Inside the case, there's two round, what I'm going to call indentions or divots that you can actually put the headphones into, and then the sides of these actually fit into the sides of the case, and everything goes in real snug. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put my phone down on my lap, and I'm going to open this case, and I'm going to talk to you about the Hooke microphones. So my voice is going to sound a little bit different. Might have to listen up a little bit, so my apologies for that. I'll speak up a little louder. So it's a zipper case, and I'm opening it up right now. It's hard for me to know which is the top and which is the bottom of the case. So if you open the case up and the headphones fall into the lid of the case, no worries. It's totally cool, and nothing's going to happen to them. So like I kind of described, there's a little indentation here in the case, two little, what I'm going to call divots or holes or what have you, that the headphone ear tips actually fit into. And then the wire and the sides of the headphones actually go into the sides of the case. On the lid of the case, there is a zipper, not a zipper, there is a pouch that's just kind of like a mesh that you can put your USB cable or your audio cable in. So now let me talk a little bit more about the mics and the headphones and give you a little bit more of a description of these. So I want you to think of a rectangle piece of plastic that curves off from this rectangle over to the earbud. There's a rectangle on either side of one wire, so I should say at either end, and that's all that we have here. Almost two identical rectangles, with a couple exceptions that I'll talk about, connected on one wire. Now this wire carries power and audio. That's my understanding. You'll always know left and right from each other because the right earbud on this rectangle actually has a USB micro port and as well a button that's just a little bit protruding but still pretty much flush with the casing. It's to my understanding the right earbud has the battery and the left earbud has the Bluetooth information. So as we come off of this rectangle on either side, we have a small cable that leads to the earbud / microphone. What happens is you actually take this entire HookeAudio Verse and you lay the wire on your neck with this USB port down facing towards your shoulder on your right. And then you're going to take these earbuds and you're going to take them up to your ears and you're going to go ahead and put them inside your ear canals, if you will. I did forget one thing that comes with this in the box, and this is the ear tips. You get a couple of different types of these, both silicone and foam, and you can choose what fits your ear the best. And of course, these go on to the ends of the ear tips, which have the speakers in them. So on the outside of the casing where your ear tips go into your ears, so on the other side of that is where the microphones are at. So think of just a standard earbud, right? One end goes into your ear, the other end incorporates microphones. One microphone on each earbud. Now, if you've never been introduced to binaural recording, let me talk to you a little bit about that. Binaural recording is stereo recording, but it's recorded between, or on the outsides, if you will, of your head. So your head is between the two earbuds. These earbuds are in your ears. The mics are facing out from close to the pinna of your ear, which is that little bottom slot. Binaural recording is really cool because it gives you, when listened back over headphones, a 3D audio soundscape. So really what you get is you can really tell where walls are. You can really tell what's in front of you, what's behind you. It's a really, really cool thing. And kind of as a side note, I recommended for some travel instructors to use some of these types of earbuds for recording because of the fact that you could really train your travel students how to travel before taking them out into the real world, because you can actually hear that accurately of whether you've got parallel or perpendicular traffic, etc. So the cool thing about the Hooke Verse, you've got, of course, again, speakers and microphones. So you're able to have monitoring. So when you have these in and you have the app open, you're actually able to understand what is coming into the microphones of the earbuds as it goes out into your ears in real time. I mean, there's a slight delay, but it's so slight, I mean, it doesn't hinder anything. The isolation with the earbuds is decent, but it's not super, super huge. So if you're in a real loud environment, I find it hard to do monitoring and set levels on the app. We'll talk about the app here in a minute. Walking with the HookeAudio in. If you are a user of something like the Sound Professional's binaural microphones, we understand that those do not obstruct or cover your ear canals so that you can actually walk and record at the same time. Of course, these being earbuds along with microphones, they're going to cover your ear canal, and I, as a blind person, I don't walk with these in, even when I have monitoring enabled. I just don't. So I think I've given you a decent description of the Hooke. We've got the wire, we've got the two earbuds. We know how to charge it, and I should also say that the audio cable is there in place for somebody who doesn't actually have yet a smartphone that could use these, and I want to just record into like an Olympus or a Zoom recorder. You can use that audio cable to do so, and I learned yesterday that that audio cable connects right into the USB port on the Hooke Verse. I don't know yet what type of battery is used. I don't know a lot of different information. I don't know about monitoring. In the beta version that I have, the wired audio solution is not included, and so I don't yet know a lot about that. It'll be interesting to find it out. So let me go ahead now, since I've described the Hooke Verse, and let me pick my phone back up, So my voice is going to change a bit for us. Hopefully a little bit clearer for you. And let me talk to you about the app. I'm going to go ahead and play you a recording I made of the app the other day. The recording was actually made with the Hooke Verse. And so my voice is going to sound a lot different because my voice is between the two microphones. So it's almost going to sound muffled, but what I want you to remember is the fact that sounds on the outside of me that are recorded with a binaural mic, they are not muffled at all. So you'll understand that later in this review. In talking about the app, before I play this recording, there's a couple of things that I want to tell you about. The actual release version of the app right now, with the gestures that HookeAudio suggests inside the app, it's very hard to know when you're actually recording. So when you bring this app up for the first time, it's going to ask you for an email address and a phone number if you want to give it, if you have a Hooke Verse and you want to stay up to date. And then it's going to ask you to enable your microphone. Let me talk to you about this process. The Hooke mobile app will actually record with both your phone's internal microphone and the Hooke Verse, not at the same time. But let's say you'd want to use this app for recording everything from your phone. You could technically do that. What happens is there's actually two screens. If you enable the microphone, you're not going to see the screen with all the commands on it. You're just going to see the screen with the recording levels, and there's some custom voiceover gestures that you could use. So what I recommend is never enabling the microphone. Again, all this does is disables the use of your internal microphone within your iOS device. Then when you turn your Hooke Verse on and the app is loaded, or let's say this, since HookeAudio recommends this, you turn your Verse on before you open the app and you open your app, you're never going to see this other screen of settings. This screen of settings is only available to you when no microphone is accessing the Hooke mobile app. We'll see this screen of settings in a moment, but I do want to make one more small note. When you're in the recording level screen, which contains of a couple of different options that are custom gestures, 2 fingers on the screen pulling down turns up the input volume. 2 fingers on the screen pushing up turns down the input volume. 2 fingers holding on the screen gives you your Hooke Verse battery power. And 2-finger single tap to start recording, 2-finger single tap to stop recording. This app is supposed to vibrate your phone when recording starts and recording stops. But unfortunately, in this initial release of the app, it does not work when recording starts, but only when recording stops. When recording stops, you are into your gallery, which is your list of recordings that you've made on your device from this app. Also, I find it's very frustrating because the 2-finger single tap to start recording, it doesn't always work. And since you don't have any vibration on your phone, you don't know if you're recording or not. This morning I found a solution for this. When you don't have voiceover enabled, you actually, of course, have a completely different way to at least record on the app. I feel like turning the volume up and down possibly could be the same with 2 fingers. But what you have is a physical recording button. I discovered today with VoiceOver that physical recording button is also there with VoiceOver enabled. It's just kind of hard to find because it's almost a direct touch type thing in some ways, to where you don't have the ability to flick through the screen and find out what's there. All you see on this recording level screen is the recording levels, and then when you do your custom gestures, some different information is spoke by VoiceOver, kind of in regards to your battery when you 2-finger hold on the screen. But if you have a speed dots layout on your phone, if you go to the bottom row, the second in from the right, so not the right dot, but the second in, you will find a record button. I'm not sure how exactly to tell you to do so on a device without the speed dots, because I use the speed dots for a lot of things like this where I have to turn VoiceOver off and know where something's at. In this case, I don't have to turn VoiceOver off, but I do have to know where something's at because it's almost like VoiceOver won't read you a button unless you're directly on it. All that aside, there is a record button, You do double tap to start recording. I haven't noticed any vibration, but I've noticed a consistency that the button works correctly. You double tap again to stop recording, but you have to make sure the button is in focus, and you have to make sure you're pretty close on the screen to where the button is actually located. Of course, when you stop recording, there is a vibration, and it does take you to the gallery. The nice thing about this, though, is, again, it is consistent. So if you want to record something, you can know you're recording. One more quick word about the mobile app before we proceed with the recording of the app, and that is the Hooke mobile app and the Hooke Verse was really made for two types of people. Number one, YouTubers who want to add, better quality stereo recording to their iPhone YouTube videos. So there is a video switch or button in this one screen that I talked to you about. If you turn off your microphone and you're able to get into that screen with multiple options. If you have video on, it'll record video, obviously. If you have it off, it will record just audio in the M4A format. Not a lot of other audio settings for recording other than that. One good note is, though, that you can hit your home button if you're recording an audio only, and you can lock your phone, put it in your pocket, and record for, at least with the beta app, man, you could record forever, which was really, really great. When you actually have your Hooke Verse in the recording mode of the app, speech does not come out of your Hooke Verse. Speech comes out of your phone, as well as all other system sounds. Of course, with HookeAudio using a different codec, they're able to do a lot of these different things, which is really cool. So, if a text message comes in their phone, whatnot, it's almost like, you do obviously have the Hooke Verse paired and it is recording, but it's almost like it's not there in a normal setup of recording that we would think on our iPhones, where it takes over, the speaker and etc. All right, enough of my rambling. Let's go ahead and listen to this overview of the app, and then we'll come back. So what I've done is I've actually changed a couple settings on my phone. I've turned on airplane mode, which disables the Wi-Fi, of course, Bluetooth, and cellular. And then I went ahead and turned the Bluetooth back on. And what I've noticed is you get a much cleaner recording. You don't get a lot of what sounds like lower bit rate when you only have your Bluetooth on your phone. So let's go ahead now and open the HookeAudio app.
HookeAudio alert. Please allow access to the microphone and settings. You will not be able to record audio. Settings button. Okay.
And again,
okay. Settings button.
If you do not enable the microphone, you'll still be able to use your Hooke Verse. It doesn't matter whether you have it enabled or not. So we've got a settings.
Settings button. Video off.
We've got a video off.
Gallery button.
Gallery.
Record button.
Record.
Record button.
Before I really get any further into that, let me show you what's in these different buttons in these dialogues.
Gallery button. Video off.
So settings.
Selected. Settings. Video off. Selected. Settings button. Video off.
It's going to take a minute to pull it up.
Selected. Selected. Video. Gallery button. Record button. Record button. Contact us.
I actually had to go up and touch the top part of the screen for it to refresh that.
Accessibility tips.
So we got accessibility tips.
Accessibility. Contact us.
We got contact us
Contact us.
in the settings.
Accessibility
So
tips.
if we go to accessibility tips,
Accessibility alert. Tips. To start or stop recording, tap with 2 fingers anywhere on screen. Phone vibrates. Recording has started. Phone vibrates. Recording has ended. To turn video on or off, tap the video camera icon. To view previous videos or recordings, tap the video player icon in the center of your capture screen. When recording, to increase recording level, hold 2 fingers on screen and slide down. To decrease, hold 2 fingers on screen and slide up. To adjust playback volume, use the physical volume buttons on phone. Hold 2 fingers on screen to hear battery level of Hooke Verse.
so basically what I told you with a couple more pieces of information. And by the way, the button where it was talking about seeing your recordings is actually shown as a gallery button with voiceover, and we've seen that.
Okay. Button.
So now what I want to do is I want to give you some audio examples. I've had the Hooke Verse in beta and been a beta tester and given them feedback, just as other testers have done, for over a year. I've been planning on doing a podcast and an overview review of this product, and so I've gotten a lot of different recordings. So I want to give you some clips in all different a variety of volumes so that you guys can understand what the Hooke Verse will do, what you might not expect it to do in regards to levels. Now, I've said it before, but I will go ahead and mention again, it's hard for me to set levels in loud environments. On one of the recordings, I think I had the volume input all the way down, but I can't be positive. But what I do hope is that this shows you the quality of recordings you will get And again, go ahead and check the description for my review, which will give you a lot more information. Spoken word in Huge Cathedral.
He's so funny.
Yeah.
There's nothing he's written that I haven't read, and many of it 10 times. I read Listening for the Heartbeat of God every single year in Advent. I'm grateful for what you've done with your life. And we're all grateful for you here with us. This is a dialogue sermon, which means that I ask a lot of questions. And John Philip answers as he can through the Holy Spirit. I'm going to be pulling mostly from his book, Listening to the Heartbeat of God. And we're going to talk for about 15 minutes or so. This will be the sermon as it is. And then we will go into the wandering. That is what we do in the wilderness, where we wander from station to station, one at the back, and suffering a servant, one at the crossing.
Medium-sized room, low to hush talking. Bike ride on a tandem bike with no windscreens on the mics.
All right.
Cool.
So we always start off with the right pedal up. Okay.
Right pedal up.
Yep.
Okay.
So as it comes around, right about there. Yeah, a little
Okay.
bit more, but that's good. So I'm going to say we put our foot on the right pedal. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, and we'll go.
Okay.
We both push off.
Yep.
If we have to stop, I'm going to say prepare to stop,
Okay.
and I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, stop.
Okay.
And that you put your left leg down.
Okay.
Right?
Perfect.
You'll come up some stop signs. I may say prepare to stop, and I'm going to slow down.
Yeah.
But if no cars are coming, we're going to continue on.
Okay. Perfect.
All right.
Yep.
All right. So we're kind of on the sidewalk, and we got a little bump coming off here. Not bad, but just a little one.
Yep.
So right leg's on the pedal.
Yep.
You ready?
Yes, I am.
1, 2, 3, go. We're going to have a little bit of bump coming out of the parking lot onto the street. I don't know if you heard, but you heard that clip.
Yes.
Clipped in. I have clips on my pedals and shoes,
Okay.
so my feet stay on the pedals at all times. All right, so we got a dance going on here. Take it nice and easy. Just start stopping. Raise up. And we got a stop sign and a couple more dips up here. So I'm going to say coast like now, and I'll just stop tunneling.
Yep.
All right, so we're coming up to our first stop sign, preparing. All right, we're clear, we're going. Yep, and we got one more dip here coming up. All right, so coming up here, we're gonna, a little bit, not much of a downhill, but we're gonna be taking a right turn coming up. So we're gonna gain a little speed and do a kind of quick turn into the right, so the right pedal's gonna be up. All right, turning right. Start pedaling. A little bit of uphill. Where are you from?
I'm from California, man.
Really? Where?
Around Fresno,
Oh, cool.
South Central Valley.
I actually.
Medium volume live music outdoors.
Yeah!
Medium volume live music indoors. Very loud electric guitar.
Oh, dang.
Very loud acoustic drum kit. Ice catastrophe in kitchen.
This glass will help me. Somewhere in a cooler. Holy snaps.
Oh. All right, this bucket's ready to go in the tub. All right, here I go.
Go for it.
I've got my hook in. I'm trying to find the...
Are you good?
Oh, yeah. All right. Gotta find the tub. Let's go in this your bathroom very often. All right. Here we go. It's gonna be loud. Well, that sounded amazing.
Oh yes.
Old truck, start and leave. Friend punching speed bag and Jim
All right, here we go.
pans around you.
Fists were getting in the way. So.
It so sounds like a motorcycle, dude. So awesome.